My name is Tanner Jessel, and I have lived at 1026 Olive Street in Park Ridge for 11 years. Park Ridge seemed a great place to put down roots in 2007. I saw a neighborhood on the rise and not in decline. The neighborhood is now facing rapid change. The time is now to protect what's left of Park City National Historic District. Really, the time was 6 months ago. Today marks a forced reset of a multi-year, resident-led process. I want to believe more time and discussion can unwind fears over costs and outcomes of historic overlay districts. Experience as an educator tells me not everyone can be reached, even with careful explanations. To paraphrase Mayor Brown's observation on outreach efforts for the overlay, you could rent a plane and write it in the sky, and there would still be people who said they didn't know. Park Ridge needs tangible, defined goals and help to move forward. 6 months ago, resolution to the historic overlay issue in Park Ridge was delayed for further discussion. Since then, there have been 0 public meetings, no public solicitation of input, no mailers, no flyers, no email distribution list. There have been closed-door, invitation-only meetings coordinated by the mayor's office. It is clear the constructive dialogue promised by Mayor Rogero to fill the 6 months delay has not happened. The delay has not been used productively. Set to expire on July 1st, the City Council's emergency demolition moratorium, and I quote, respectfully requests the City Administration or Metropolitan Planning Commission to evaluate the current proposed overlay compared with overlays adopted by other municipalities and to recommend how Council could address and modify the proposed overlay and impact upon the people and history of the area. The Metropolitan Planning Commission has not done this work. MPC's historic preservation expert was not included in invitation-only meetings the City Administration offered residents. If the City Administration has done this work, their findings have not been shared. There are solutions here that can reflect well on everyone. Independently, a group of neighbors and I formed the Park City Preservation Alliance to advocate for the built and cultural heritage of the area in and around Park City. We've spent the last 6 months looking at other cities. There are solutions that can work in Park Ridge, and we look forward to discussing those options with council members and city administration. A few examples. In Mobile, Alabama, a historic homeowner maintenance fund set up with community development block grant funds offers up to $15,000 for roof replacement, paint, windows, and exterior repairs for historic homeowners. In Portland, Oregon, a $300,000 accessory structure fund offers tiny homes for women with children on the verge of homelessness. This model could increase affordable housing density and save accessory structures recently noted by Knox Heritage as fragile and fading in Park Ridge. In Knoxville, Tennessee, a $500,000 historic preservation fund exists. $100,000 went to one developer for the redevelopment of a commercial building in Park Ridge. The building's not on the National Register of Historic Places. It was eligible for this money only because of the work of our community. It was a property under consideration for H-1 overlay. The heart of our view is most residents never said they don't want historic preservation. Rather, a concern was if everyone could afford fees for a certificate of appropriateness or cost differences in materials that might amount to a few $100s. Let me emphasize that again. The concern, the opposition stemmed from fears over costs to low-income homeowners in the range of a few $100s. At the same time, the city awarded $100,000 in preservation funds to one developer, and residents got nothing. We agree with the city administration that preservation of our history and culture is important. We agree economic development within our older neighborhoods is important. If $100,000 were awarded to a gap fund for residents to cover cost differences or fees tied to preservation, we might not be discussing fears linked to historic preservation today. It's not too late to adjust the city's developer-driven model for next year's fund. Appropriating even a fraction of the Historic Preservation Fund as a direct investment in the people of East Knoxville, in the culture and history of Park City, directly hits areas of wide agreement. How many low to moderate income historic homeowners might a $100,000 gap fund help? How many $25 certificates of appropriateness or application fees could $100,000 cover? Can Knoxville help historic homeowners, or is assistance only for developers? Other municipalities have solutions that can work in Knoxville, Even our own District 6
Thank
rep,
you. Sir,
Gwen
you need to
McKenzie,
wrap up.
has said she can support historic overlay if assistance is in place for lower income stakeholders. Let's make it happen in Knoxville. Thank you.
Mr. Jessel, would you please email those recommendations, those examples you gave?
It would be my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.